day. So it is no secret that I love what Paul tells the church of Ephesus and Ephesians. He tells them to make the most of every opportunity. And then Peter in 1 Peter 3:15, he tells the church to always be prepared, to have a reason for the hope that you profess. If someone asks you, always be prepared to give them a reason. And I like to think that I live by that. I like to think that that's like at my core, my motto, to make the most of every opportunity. And that as believers, being set apart from the world, not of this world, but living in this world with unbelievers, that's what we should always be prepared to do, to make the most of every interaction and opportunity. But last week I was talking with a coworker, and granted, she's a believer, she loves the Lord, but it had me thinking, had she not been a believer, like if this was an unbeliever, I really missed the mark. I missed the opportunity to exalt his name in that conversation. And what it looked like was she was like, how can you remain joyful and get everything done and cope with the stress when a lot of things and deadlines are coming at you? And I think I said something really generic and stupid, probably like, oh, well, my motto is, it'll all get done. It'll just all get done. But really, what I could have said, I think what it would have looked like in that moment to exalt God, exalt Jesus' name, is say, you know what, actually, I'm not a very joyful person. Chelsea, I am negative a lot of times, and I don't handle stress very well, and I don't manage my time very well, and sometimes I have a hard time with organization. But Paul tells us in Philippians 4, he says, don't be anxious about anything, nothing. He says, but instead, through prayer and petition, come to God and present your request to him. Let it be known, come to him in prayer with gratefulness, with thankfulness. So I can come to him and I can say, God, I'm really stressed. There's a lot going on, but you tell us in Matthew, you tell us not to worry about tomorrow, to worry about today. So give me what I need to get through today. Help me get through today. Give me the time management. Help me with the time management skills. Help me to prioritize. Help me to get through this. Help relieve my stress. Help me trust in you. Thank you. Here's my gratefulness. Thank you for this job. Thank you for these kids. Thank you for my coworkers. Thank you for planting me in this position for this very purpose at this very moment. Thank you for that. And Peter tells us that we can cast our anxieties on him because he cares. And Paul in Philippians 4 says, when we do all that, when we present our request with gratefulness, that his peace transcends all understanding. His peace encompasses us, and it guards our hearts and it guards our minds, and we are able to be joyful despite the circumstance. No matter the circumstance, we are able to be joyful and at peace, no matter what's going on, the stress, what have you. And so that is an opportunity to point back to Jesus and say, it's not me. It is completely me laying down my stress day after day after day. And again, when I pick it up, put it back down again and ask him to help me. Just give me what I need. And that's how I can be joyful, is 100% Jesus. John Piper actually says in his book, Don't Waste Your Life, he says, if no one is coming up to you and asking you, like, hey, what's the reason? How are you so joyful? Or what hope do you have? The world's going crazy. What hope do you have? If no one's asking you what your hope, like what your secret is, he says it could be because our hope doesn't look any different than the hope they have. So that's why they don't care what our secret is because it doesn't look any different. So I challenge you to be set apart, to look different, so that others want to know the secret for the hope that you have, your big hope or the little hope, just getting you through the day to day. And be prepared. Be prepared when they come to point them to Scripture. Know the Scripture so that you can point them to the Scripture and make the most of every opportunity this week.